Hello guys, Dan here from the Gamer Sub, and today I'm joined by Vaughn.
Hello.
Who recently attended an event in London which was for a preview of Lords of the Fallen.
Yep.
So how did you find the event?
Yeah, no, the event was nice. It was underneath a railway arch in London Bridge. And it was decked out like an old medieval hall, which is pretty cool. But obviously I didn't go to the event to look at the decor, so instead I went to see Lords of the Fallen, which is a new game from Square Enix, and it's being developed by the City Interactive guys, who made your favourite game, Dan, Sniper, Ghost Warrior.
Oh yes, lovely game.
Anyway, putting their past aside, Lords of the Fallen is actually a very good game. I really enjoyed it. As you can see here, we've got 3 different classes you can start as. That was a cleric, and this is the rogue, and in a moment you'll see the knight. Each one has different equipment, loadout, and abilities. So the cleric uses heavy weapons and he's a little bit slower, but is a bit better with his magic. The knight, or the warrior, sorry, is a sort of nice happy medium, but is also very slow. He's slower than the cleric is. The rogue is immensely fast, but doesn't really need a shield because the idea is you're dodging around a lot. As you can see, this is just the opening cinematic, which, in all honesty, I could not understand if it correlated to the game in any way at all.
Well, he's using magic.
He's using magic. That's the it's like the thing you just saw there was the prayer, which allows you to create a clone of yourself, so the enemy becomes distracted.
Okay.
You can see here that these are different types of magic loadouts you have. So the prayer power he just uses this one at the top, which is for the brawling type. So like a clone just stands still and distracts the enemy, so you can get some hits in while they try to just kill the clone. I went for the brawling type when I played, and I went for a rogue as well, so that's me there. My decked out bald man. There's no character customization in regards to appearance. You can obviously change your armor, change your shield, change your weapons, but you're always playing as the same character each time.
And they all have an element of magic to each class. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, as you just saw, they have different stages of magic. I only ever got to use the prayer because I didn't invest in it much, because I don't really use magic in games.
Fair enough.
That's me, the great player. This is the tutorial in the opening moments, and you're going up against... I actually don't really know what they're actually called, but they're knights, I suppose. The combat, as you can see, looks very similar to Dark Souls as well. Unlike Dark Souls, you're actually invulnerable while you roll, which is immensely helpful trying to get out of tricky situations. And combat fights, your heavy attack is mapped to your R2, your light is mapped to your R1, your parry is mapped to your L2, and your guard is mapped to your R1. And if you're doing dual wielding, like you can with the rogue, it literally just mirrors the strong and heavy attack. I mean, the light and heavy attacks on the other buttons. This is currently the sort of leveling up screen. So you get XP from killing enemies, and then you have to go to these save shards and actually bank the XP. That means that if you die, you don't actually lose any XP because it's banked safely away somewhere. And doing so, if I remember correctly, if you don't bank your XP, with each enemy you kill, you get a multiplier, and so the more enemies you kill, the more XP you'll get overall. If you do bank it, that multiplier goes back to 0, so you have to work through it again.
So, like having an element, because if you die with the XP on you, you won't have.
Yeah, essentially.
You won't keep it, you lose it. So it's sort of like an element of risk where you keep the XP instead of banking it to get the multiplier.
If you die and you lose your XP, you can actually go back to where your body was, where you died, and collect it, like you can in Dark Souls. Except if you leave it for too long, it all withers away and you lose everything. So even if you don't die getting to it, if you take too long to get there, you will have lost all your souls, or all your XP, which is pretty cool mechanic, although I can imagine quite annoying if you get to the wrong save point and then realise that you died and respawned to the wrong place. It's like, oh god, no.
Yeah, I mean, are they few and far between the save points that you...
For the opening section, which is what I got to play, because I got to play up to the second boss, which you'll see in a bit, where I just died because I'm awful. Yeah, I mean, there was, 3 save points in total, I believe. We had a save point just after fighting the first boss, then a save point after doing a reasonably tricky section, and a save point right before the second really intensely hard boss.
Okay, it's not too bad then. There are places to save before you go into the next sort of arena.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what you're watching now is me running around like an umpty, killing things. This is the first mission where I have to find a key and then return to is it in Kelso? So we can open the door to go to the first boss.
Yeah.
So these are just some screenshots, I believe, we were sent from the B-roll in different areas.
Yeah, that's correct.
So there's different me there, but he's wearing like a rogue's hood there. And this is a warrior fighting a very huge boss. And that's the thing, all the bosses are huge. As you can see, this is the beginning of said first huge boss.
Which you got on reasonably well with, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought it wasn't hard at all. Like, this guy, I mean, as you'll see as you watch, I mean, we're gonna chop and change between it. But I think there's another video where you can just watch the whole fight anyway. But yeah, I mean, you'll see he kind of repeats the strategies. So, you just kind of dodge out of the way and go for the opening when you see it. And
yeah, you get used to it.
Rinse and repeat. Every quarter bar of health that you see a notch at the top, his strategy will change. You'll knock off a piece of his armor, he'll become faster. Eventually you break his shield, at which point he just goes all out. So it's quite interesting. It's like it keeps the boss battle fresh.
Yeah, because he changes his playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot with Dark Souls stuff and with Demon Souls. There you go, there's his shield just breaking. I know the bosses kind of just do the same thing almost all the time. You just basically attack them whenever you see an opening. With this one, obviously it evolves as you fight, and that felt quite nice. One thing I do have to say that I thought was quite strange, I mean, might just be the environment I was playing in, but when you play like a Souls game, you feel a sort of sense of dread, I feel. Like, as you're playing, you're just like, oh my god, I'm going to lose everything if I die. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? I never felt that with this. It was quite enjoyable all the way through. I mean, there's obviously the sense that you're going to lose stuff and lack of reward, but the bigger environments to explore, the art style and everything just made it feel more pleasant to play.
Do you know what's going on here in this scene? With the...
I don't know. We never even touched upon that.
Collecting what looks like, I don't know, red orbs or something.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it's something to do with the storyline and power coming back to him that he was otherwise on some loss.
I mean, do you know much about the story? I mean, I know when you just after the tutorial, when you were before this boss fight, you picked up some audio notes that were talking to you. I mean, did they go into much detail about what's actually happening in the world?
The audio notes mostly just spoke about what happened to the soldiers in the fort initially, and as to why they're all dead and why stuff has been overrun, and why these demon people things, I don't really know what they are, have arrived at the fort, and why you're there to attack them.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really much story stuff explained. I mean, as well as what's weird, you'll just notice on my wrist here is it's like a, I don't know, it's basically the projectile weapon. I can't actually remember what it's called, unfortunately. But a glowing blue thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's, again, not really explained at the point. You sort of see it, he goes, oh, okay, picks it up, and then it has 3 different modes of fire. So there's like projectile mode, an explosion mode, and a burst mode. So I would say one's like a shotgun, one's a bit more like a rocket launcher, and another one's like just an arrow or something, or a gun.
Yeah.
This is some B-roll footage as well, so I don't actually get to play this. But it gives you obviously a different idea of the environments that you can fight in and die in.
I like the guy's outfit in it. Colourful.
So this is back to me. This is the second boss, the boss that I died against continually. Absolutely continually. He was imposing, and he became incredibly annoying to fight because I couldn't beat him. Because I think I made the wrong choice by being a rogue at that point in time. In fairness to go to City Interactive, they did say that between now and release, they're obviously going to be doing tweaks and improvements. The balancing should be adjusted, so I wouldn't have to grind as much if I want to play a rogue against an enemy that's actually quite strong. You can see me dodging and rolling a lot. And I'm trying to get around to wait for an opening. And that's the advantage of being a rogue, is I'm quite quick. Trouble is, I'm not very strong. So even if I go in there with 2 weapons and I start hacking at him, I'm chipping nothing away at his health.
No.
So it's a bit ridiculous to try and do that. And my health is also slightly lower because my armor is lighter, so my protection is lighter. So
He's a pretty big boss.
he's huge.
But yeah, no, I'm assuming that there is no difficulty setting. There is just one for all.
Yeah, I didn't notice one. But to be honest, because it's a preview event, who knows? But yeah, I imagine it's just one setting all the way.
Maybe they alter it slightly for each class, as you said.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think if I had... Oh, actually, I had a lot of time, but I think if I had spent more time grinding my way through, I probably could have taken him on without too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
With this boss as well, you take down a certain amount of his health, and then
I was going to say...
cocoons himself in shields, and then one of his minions comes and you have to try and defeat them.
He hasn't even got down to a quarter of the way, and he's looks like he's changed how he was playing against you, sort of thing. Like he's decided to lock up.
Every quarter of his health, unlike the last guy where his strategy changed, every quarter of his health, the thing that attacks you changes. So first time it's one of those standard knights, and the second time it's I really can't remember his name either. It's a really fast enemy that has like a butcher's blade. And you change again, and they both attack you at the same time. And I never got further than 3/4 of his health, so I have no idea what happens after that. Once you kill him.
Yeah, hopefully.
See, this dude is just crazy as well. Beast with 2 blade arms. Again, this is from B-roll that we had. I didn't get to see this area. But it gives you a better picture of what you can expect.
Yeah. Looks like the guy's got Wolverine blades on him, the character.
Yeah, as well he does. I mean, he's also wearing different armor, but because he's got 2 weapons, he's clearly a rogue type, I imagine. And you go, now we're back to me failing at life.
Oh.
So I kept drinking these potions, and these potions instantly replenish your stamina, and the red ones heal you.
Yeah.
So you can see me just getting out of the way at the last minute. And there's my first death.
There we go.
And you'll see me die.
One of many more to go.
Quick succession. So these are the little shave shards I was talking about before. Just there on your right. So yeah, you go there. That's where you bank your XP. You get revived there. You can go and pick up more health potions there. If you go and use it to save, you get your health potions get replenished. Your life gets replenished.
Yeah. And that white glow there is for you to pick up. That's your XP, was it?
Yeah. So that white glow is, if there's any XP, it will be there for me to pick up again when I go back in.
Yeah.
Or when I go to this area. You should see me in a bit hover around it, like here. I'm trying to hover around it, but I die again very quickly. So was not much use to me there, was it? So yeah, here.
Trying to use
again,
it.
I'm dead again. But if you actually stand near your old body, your soul,
you
actually get healed.
Oh, really?
So so it's actually quite a good tactical move. Where you don't actually pick up your souls straight away. Instead, you hover near them, heal yourself up, attack, and then retreat back in to start the healing process again. And then, when you feel like you take it, you take it. As you can see just above my health before I die, it's gone. There was a little counter.
Yeah.
That counter tells you how long it is until your souls go. Once the counter reaches 0, that's it. You've lost all your experience.
Wow. See, like one hit like that completely annihilated, didn't it?
Yeah, no, this dude was just impossibly hard.
Does the rogue have less armor then? Because obviously he doesn't have a shield.
Yeah, well, as I was saying before, yeah, he's light. His armor is lighter, so obviously it doesn't take as much of a bashing. You've also probably noticed, the observant ones among you, that I no longer have a shield on my back, and I'm also no longer wearing shoes. That's because it makes me faster. There's less encumbrance, so even if I'm not using the shield, just having it on my back slows me down. So if I have no intention to use it, I should just unequip it entirely.
Yeah.
That way you'll speed yourself up a bit. I took my shoes off because I was like, well, they don't really stop me doing much else, so I'll just use them so I can get a bit lighter on my feet.
Huh. Nice.
Didn't work, but pretty cool. I did think about just taking all my armor off because fuck it, who cares? But I decided that was probably a very stupid decision because I probably would just die in one hit. But
so did you play? What platform did you play this on then?
This was played on PS4. I believe it is out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's a beautiful looking game as well, to be honest. I'm not sure if you can quite tell in the video, but yeah, it's fantastically beautiful. There are obviously some slightly dodgier areas to it. I mean, the grass itself looks quite nice, but it's obviously clearly copy and pasted because you're just walking through it.
Yeah.
But character detail is fantastic. Just the environments themselves are actually really nice to play around in. And it ran really smoothly. Occasionally there's a bit of screen tear, especially in the cutscenes. But, it's still not out yet, so there's plenty of time to patch that anyway.
Was there any mention of online aspects?
No, I mean, I didn't notice anything about it. I'm not sure if you could summon friends to come play with you or other fallen enemies. I think it's purely a single-player game.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm aware, they've not announced anything to say that it is going to be online.
Fair enough.
But that's fine, to be honest. I've always played Dark Souls and other adventure games like that by myself anyway.
Yeah.
So occasionally you might summon an NPC. And, judging from a conversation that happens just before this boss fight, you probably can eventually come across NPCs that will help you. At the beginning, I was helping that old man, Calso, sorry. And, you can ask him to join you in the fight against the boss. He gets annihilated straight away. But it's almost because there's the option there, maybe later on you're not fighting by yourself. So it's out on the 28th in the States and the 31st in Europe. Published by Namco in the States and published by Square Enix in Europe. So, there you go, me dead again.
But
Again.
ow!
Jesus Christ, what the fuck did you just do?
So I just need my
It
desk.
ruptured my eardrum.
Sorry.
Bye.
Goodbye.